Show. Thomas Stevens, and today I'll be telling you about my 2008 trip to the presidential inauguration in Washington, D.C. It started off at 4 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at the Hampton Hotel in Richmond, Virginia. It was freezing. I remember it being freezing cold outside. So I had on like 2 of everything, 2 pair of pants, 2 shirts, 2 jackets, the whole nine. It was just that cold out there. Anyways, we loaded up the Greyhound bus. We had to go from Richmond to Washington, so that was a little drive away now. So we took off. I was dozing. I remember seeing like a whole bunch of exit signs and flashing lights. But when we finally made it to the bus terminal, I remember it being like a whole multitude of people everywhere. I mean, all types of races, nationalities, religions. It was all intertwined, but it was all as one. It was all one camaraderie. It was all, we were all one as one people. So we took off toward the Washington Mall. On the way there, I mean, all you could hear was, singing. You could hear people laughing. You could hear all type of philosophical conversations being held among people that were in the crowds, but really didn't know each other. But just because of this event, we were all united as one. So anyway, we made it to the Washington Mall. I was located between the carousel and this big Megatron on the wall. I mean, well, just there anyways, it was huge. So we were being blessed by beautiful voices such as Aretha Franklin and Patti LaBelle. It was guesting artists such as Jay-Z and Beyonce. So we were enjoying that, and then the time finally came that it was time for the president to be sworn in. Well, the vice president goes first. So Joe Biden, he was sworn in. Everything went good with his oath. But when it was time for Barack Obama, the senator that swore him in, he forgot some of his lines. So he kind of messed it up. But Barack Obama was so smooth, he switched up the whole game. He got his lines right. He corrected the senator, and he also got his lines right, which was real comical to everybody in the crowd. And so it gave everybody kind of laugh or whatnot, because he knew what he was talking about. So we were all proud of him about that or whatnot. So anyways, the inauguration went swell. It went good. So we left, and on the way out of there, it took us like 4 hours to get back to the bus terminal. People were everywhere. Like, subways were jammed. You could hardly catch a subway. It was no way you was catching a bus. No taxis. It was crazy out there. I mean, if you want to get anywhere, you had to walk. So we walked block after block, and then we got lost. So it was kind of crazy. But the one thing that I can say while all this was going on is that I really didn't care how long it took, because one thing is for certain, that we had just made history. And the history that we made, we just joined, the great people such as Martin Luther King, the many men before him. And, people from the 1960s wish they would have been there. They wish, like, well, I could probably had the money to go. They wish they would have been there. Well, I can say 60 years from now, or however many years from now, that I can say that I was there. I was a part of the ones in that circle. My kids can say, well, my dad was there. So one thing that I can take out of there, that all things are possible. You know what I'm saying? All you need is, you have to believe, you have to have passion about it, and you have to be reasonable. And all that, anything is possible, and no struggle is unconquerable. So that's one thing that I took away from that. So that was my trip to Washington, D.C., the 2008 presidential election. And I hope y'all could feel where I came from, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you.